image. What they kept away from the American common masses is that even though all this bullshit talk we talking about make us seem like we free, we still are family and owe this common debt to our all-together nationalism of Europe. That's the one thing you all can keep in common with each other. Your true intricacy always goes back to Europe. That's the reason why you don't mind having a flag of France here, or Germany, or Russia, or combining all those nationalisms together right now to come over here and kill the American citizens. Because that's how y'all get down, and you've always gotten down like that. So since you all owned your true nationalism to Europe anyway, and since you all like that be barbaric and warmongers anyway, it was just a good day at the park. It's all over. We wait on the next revolution that's going to be showing up in 2015. It'll be rolling pretty damn good by then, maybe. And we'll see what happens. That's what I mean about consciousness. See, just stagnation is all that's got left. And repeat of same bullshit over and over and over. Hell is repetitiveness. And I see some people who like that a whole lot. So now what we're going to have to do is move on. Let's keep it moving. But I wanted to share that with you because so far we hear about Russia and China. We saw Japan on the beach the other day, but you still have, I'm sure that this is the 8 gangsters. The summit of the 8 gangsters is what this is all about. We could go back into history and find out who the summit 8 were, and you'll know who the key players are in the invasion of the United States, all right? But the main thing why I got a chance to say it, I believe that white people will be doing yourselves a bunch of foolish thought to think that there's a need or a chance for you to want to kill melanated people. You got way more problems than us. We've never been a problem. If anything, you'll be smart enough to know how blessed you're going to be by trying to have us and our lightship supporting you. And along with that, the melanated people in this country, you better realize that all that going to the club and shaking your ass and spending money on wigs and all that, you better be trying to pull some engines together and stuff like that and be making you a generator in your garage so when they turn all the electricity off, you're going to have lights in your house. Now everybody that live in the damn ghetto should understand that when all this shit go down, the first person they gonna attack is your black ass. So sit around here and hate on me if you want to. Keep on sagging. Do all this shit. I don't care. Go ahead. Go get your swisher right now and roll your blunt. Go ahead. Get going. I know you're tired of hearing my bullshit. But know this. They gonna be coming to want to kill you and take your woman and them children and eat them. They gonna eat you too. They're going to take you and put you in those black trays we've been showing you. Because you have melanin that make you very valuable. Know that. Plus they know you probably got some crack and a big gold watch and probably a gun. And these European soldiers come here to try to collect as many souvenirs as they can. Chinese and the white ones. So they want your guns and your watches and your woman. Everything. So go ahead to church and ask Jesus to make sure that don't happen.
Side the base, across the small bay, but it's still hard for you to understand, and for us to understand the enormity of this port complex and shipyards that's just being handed over, again, to the communist dictatorship in China. Take a look. Endless. As far as the eye could see, with conning towers and deep water ports and ship.
I hate to point this out, but just while he's on the nerve of saying how wrong it is for that to be just given to one nationalism, I want you guys to think about that. Imagine how I felt here in America when I watched this whole country do that to me all my life.
Yards and big oil tank facilities for refueling. They've got it all. Ports are power. Wars have been fought over ports, and we're just giving them to them. It's insanity.
It was
That's
there.
not insanity.
It's Europe.
We're being sold out. Our politicians don't care about America. They've been taught the international language of trade. Sell your country out. I'll assure you China and Germany and Japan and England aren't selling out their ports, their military shipyards. This is very dangerous. This is a strategic point in the United States of America.
He's right though. As soon as the dollar dies, China will invade the west coast from the Pacific Ocean and Russia will come in from the east coast. Imagine that. Well, that was pretty interesting, wasn't it? Is everybody involved? So this is supposed to be the reason that necessitates bringing these troops here, which are not here. They're in Russia now. You'll see the synonymous white faces that I tell you always accustoms this type of activity. It's called albinism. And this act is an act of albinism. It means the removal of all the melanin. That means destroy everything. Because everything on earth is melanin, including you guys. But you guys are very, very, very bad. Not bad, but good, but bad conducer of sunlight. You repel sunlight. It makes you have these type of behaviors like this because you need that sunlight radiating out through you. Someone knew that would happen. That's why they removed it from you. This is the truth I'm telling you. It's called decadence and decay. See those little white faces? That's all they can produce is that type of activity. That's all. And now they want to go kill all the black people. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys.
I'm Secretary
That's what
of
this is
Homeland
all
Security,
about.
Janet
You
Napolitano.
niggas out there that's
As
going to
recovery
church and
efforts
praying to Jesus,
begin,
this is what
I
you're
want
in
to take a
for.
few moments to explain some of the steps being taken.
That's okay. All we know is that it's white men doing what they do best, going around the world murdering, genociding whole populations of people. That's the reason they had all the ruined civilization temples and everything still here intact. Because Europeans came here before and did the same thing they getting ready to do right now. Like I say, double crossing. It's always the governments that work together and double cross the masses. Catch you sleeping because you totally dependent on them to supply you with everything, and so they arrange to supply you with the ultimate, your way out. So you don't have to worry about anything anymore. So, you know, go figure. What can I say? I mean, it is what it is.
PLC 21, check 124. TD RSO, when waiting is green, RSO is green. Copy, TD is green. T-minus 7 minutes and counting. We are go for launch.
This is Rev Michelle Hopkins. Space.com reported that NASA launched 2 small rockets from Virginia's eastern shore on the 4th of July. Here they are taking off from NASA's Wallops Flight Facility. Here's the facility on Google Earth, and I will leave the coordinates in the description. Here we have the 2 rocket launchers and the corresponding antenna. One of these rockets delivered a huge quantity of lithium into our atmosphere.
Deployed. Within a degree of the beam field.
In FEMA Region 3. Here we see the 2 different rocket trails as they went up. This one did have the lithium and deployed its payload,
Payload. Deploy.
as you see here. All of these red dots are payload deployment.
Deploy.
This is all lithium.
It's
Now,
all crazy.
NASA claims that the reason why they had a joint project with Japan was that they were showing Japan how lithium is used in the atmosphere to aid in the use of frequency for communications and military purposes. That lithium deployment was directed northeastward, and you may be able to see some of the undulations here. Then it was turned westward and then directed in a southerly direction. And as you can see, NEXRADs and satellites are spiking the entire area of FEMA Region 3, from Maine all the way down to North Carolina. Lithium is a soft silver-white metal, the lightest metal and the least dense solid element. Like all alkali metals, lithium is highly reactive and flammable. Lithium exhibits a metallic luster because of its high reactivity and is therefore highly reactive to electromagnetism that can be created by frequency. In fact, the nuclei of lithium is prized for its instability. Lithium never occurs freely in nature. Instead, it only appears in compounds which are ionic. Lithium-6 deuteride serves as a fusion fuel in staged thermonuclear weapons. Lithium and its compounds have several industrial applications, including heat-resistant glass, ceramics, and lithium batteries. Let's see if this doesn't sound familiar to you. Contact with moist air corrodes lithium's surface quickly to a dull silvery gray, then black tarnish. And because of this, it is useful only for a short time as a conductive metal that falls upon the population below in the form of a mind-altering compound called lithium carbonate. And lithium is constantly being used to fortify artificially conductive skies. That is why, when used in chemtrails, lithium's use is very temporary, resulting in a dingy, gray, worthless chemdross. Lithium carbonate is commonly used as a mood-stabilizing drug in the treatment of bipolar disorder. And here is where it gets interesting. Here's how it affects you and me. Lithium carbonate is commonly used as a mood-stabilizing drug in the treatment of bipolar disorder, particularly of mania in depression. Those subjected to lithium, some side effects include an overall dazed feeling, a fine tremor in the hands and body, nephrogenic diabetes insipidus, nausea and headache, unbalanced electrolytes. Hypothyroidism is 6 times greater with the introduction of lithium, which in turn increases the likelihood of developing clinical depression. Lithium is known to be responsible for weight gain. Lithium causes birth defects in newborn babies. This is an alert. Overdose may be fatal. Lithium toxicity manifestations include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, breathlessness, ataxia,